It is an extraordinary story of persistence, adapting to change, and bold execution.
I always was questioning, are we secure and are we there? And in effect, you're never there. You never get there, because once you get there, what do you do then?
It all started with a delicatessen in the western suburbs of Sydney.
Change was happening. Immigrants were pouring into Australia. In Parramatta and Penrith, there was a huge influx of European migrants that came from the war. They did want something from their previous country, particularly in matter of food. We catered for those people. And while we had the delicatessen shop, we did subdivisions. We bought maybe 2 or 3 10-acre lots, built roads and sold them for houses.
As profits grew, Saunders and Lowy searched for a name for their new venture.
My partner's name at the time was Schwartz. We didn't think a company should be named Schwartz and Lowy or Lowy and Schwartz. So it was quite a debate. We are in the western suburbs and we're dealing in land. So thought maybe Westland, but it didn't quite sound sexy enough. The name was born Westfield.
The pair purchased some land close to Blacktown railway station, and plans were drawn up for a small but state-of-the-art shopping centre. When it opened in July 1959, the response was incredible.
Well, I think that was the beginning. One thing was clear to us, that shopping centres are here to stay. A good shopping centre today serves many, many purposes. People use it not only for shopping, they use it for entertainment. Shopping centres are now a dominant part of the communal life.
Within a decade, Westfield opened or acquired 9 more centres, including Burwood in Western Sydney.
Westfield is unique, having a brand to its shopping centres. The first one was Burwood in 1966. But that brand really means different things to our staff, our shareholders, our customer, which is the retailer, and the consumer.
By the 70s, the Westfield logo crowned the entrances to many more shopping centres around Australia. The partners seem to have created a recipe that Australians liked. As the business grew, the partners realised that a great opportunity for expansion lay beyond Australian shores. Westfield's push into the giant US market began with a toe in the water. After a few years of cautious planning and testing, Westfield had proven itself in the US market and was hungry for growth. Westfield began the 80s with further expansion into the United States. Although there was significant new growth for Westfield in the 80s, there were also some major upheavals. In Australia, it set a new benchmark when it redeveloped Westfield Miranda, which became Australia's biggest shopping centre and the first with over 300 shops. Westfield's core business flourished, with its Australian holdings growing to 21 centres.
To deal with adversity is difficult, but when you come out of the adversity, I think it's a great satisfaction.
By 1990, 100 million shoppers were passing through Westfield centres each year in Australia alone, backed by effective marketing campaigns.
In 1994, we bought some 19 malls in the US from a company called Centremark. It was the first $1 billion transaction the company had done, and at that time was the largest real estate transaction in the US.
The Westfield America Trust was launched soon after, which gave Australians the ability to invest in these Centremark properties. With growth building in the US, the group began looking for further opportunities. As the millennium drew to a close, the company had 38 centres in the US, 29 in Australia, and a growing portfolio in New Zealand. Westfield was now becoming a large global entity. At the beginning of the new decade, the group entered its 4th territory, the United Kingdom. The group won its first competitive bid, acquiring 1 centre in Nottingham, followed by a joint venture of 9 more across the country. Westfield London, Europe's largest urban shopping centre, opened in late 2008.
I believe this shopping centre is a fantastic vote of confidence in London as the world's greatest venue for the buying and selling of goods and services. I congratulate Westfield on their vision.
In its first year, Westfield London had more than 23 million visitors.
Widely regarded now as the most successful shopping centre in Europe.
At Stratford City, work is progressing well on the centre, which will become the gateway to the London 2012 Olympic Games. It will also serve as one of the United Kingdom's most important transport hubs. Westfield Stratford City will join other global flagship centres as showcases of amazing design and construction.
We've always had flagship centres, but today the concept of flagship is really one of international scale. Hugely complex buildings, buildings that one refers to around the world as being leading edge. I think we'll take it another level again in the execution of Stratford. And we'll have a pinnacle in Sydney with the delivery of Westfield Sydney City in 2011 and 2012.
It was quite difficult for me to be able to pull back from the executive part. But obviously something did happen rightly because the company is working very well. This structure will hold us good for a long time to come. Evolution and change is the word for shopping center success. When you climb a hill, when you get to the top, well, there's another hill to climb. Shopping centers are a changing environment. Retailing is a changing environment. So you've got to be able to adapt